Hello, I'm Rodger Schlickeisen, President of Defenders of Wildlife Action Fund. The election is over, and what a wonderful day for wildlife and conservation it turned out to be. Thankfully, Senator Barack Obama has been elected to the White House, and many new conservation leaders have been elected to the House and Senate. I want to take a few minutes to personally thank you for everything that you've done to give wildlife a voice in the electoral process. With your support, Defenders Action Fund reached millions of Americans in the lead-up to Election Day, educating them about the issues and the positions and the records of the candidates. When Governor Sarah Palin was announced as John McCain's running mate, most voters didn't know anything about her awful record on wildlife and conservation, and her promotion of terrible things like the aerial killing of wolves. But thanks to you, we were able to educate millions of voters in key swing states about Palin's callous disregard for wildlife, with one of the most effective TV ads of the presidential campaign. You also helped put wildlife conservation and environmental protection front and center in key House and Senate races around the country. With your support, we knocked on thousands of doors and reached tens of thousands of voters through radio and television ads and door-to-door canvassing. Together, our efforts made a big difference in this election, helping to elect many new environmental leaders to the House and Senate, and especially to the White House. In the race for the White House, Defenders Action Fund reached millions of voters through our efforts and had a significant impact in important battleground states. Working with dedicated local supporters, we helped elect leaders who will fight to protect our wolves, polar bears, and other wildlife for future generations. Leaders who will fight for a more sustainable energy future to help American families, to create jobs, and to protect America's imperiled environment. And you also helped us defeat some of the most anti-environmental politicians in the House and Senate. Politicians who will soon be former lawmakers, in part because they backed environmentally harmful policies and neglected their duty to protect America's wildlife. Together, we've put Congress on notice that politicians who threaten our wildlife and serve the special interests at the expense of the public interests will be held accountable. Thankfully, we will finally have a president who is dedicated to protecting the environment and America's wildlife. And with pro-environment officials also firmly in control of both the House and the Senate, we will at last be in a very good position to enact policies that will protect our environment and the wolves, polar bears, and other wildlife that you and I treasure. In the weeks and months ahead, Defenders Action Fund will be encouraging the Obama-Biden team to appoint proven conservationists to key positions and to begin the difficult process of undoing the damage caused by the Bush-Cheney administration. We'll also be working with our conservation champions in the House and the Senate to pass legislation to end the needless and brutal aerial killing of wolves, to help polar bears and other wildlife threatened by global warming, and to protect wildlife habitat on public lands and help private landowners become more active stewards of their lands. The election is over, but our work is far from done. It will be challenging, but we now have a chance to reverse the damage caused by 8 years of the Bush-Cheney administration. As we move forward, I hope we can continue to count on your help. Thanks for listening and for all that you do to support our efforts.